Hello everyone, my name is Aarti Garg. I am here to discuss about the exam Indian Economic Service. This exam is conducted by Union Public Service Commission. Recently, I have secured the third All India rank in the exam conducted for the year 2021. Now, through this Delhi knowledge track, I would like to discuss about the strategy for the preparation of this exam. But before that, let me discuss about my educational background. Because I have been born and brought up in Delhi, so all my schooling has been from Delhi. Then I secured the Bachelor's in Economics from Ramjas College in the year 2017. Then further, I pursued the Master's in Economics from Delhi School of Economics in the year 2019. After that, I went with the full-fledged preparation for this exam, and this was my second attempt. Now let me talk about this exam. This exam is conducted in two stages. The first is the written stage, which is conducted for the 3 consecutive days, and there are total of 6 exams. So there are 2 exams that are conducted on each day, and each exam is of 3 hours. Second is the interview stage. I will now talk about in detail each and every paper for the written exam. The first paper is of general English. So this consists of essay writing, paragraph writing, précis, and the grammar portion. So the daily newspaper reading and solving the 2 to 3 past years, it would be sufficient for the preparation. For the précis writing also, you can refer on the internet about what are the key points that have to be kept in mind while writing the précis and how to structure it. That would be sufficient for this exam. Second exam is of general studies. It is again of 100 marks, and there are total of 20 questions, and there are 5 questions from the 4 E section that is there. So the 4 sections that are there are history, geography, economy, and polity. Now, along with the Indian Economic Service, I also started with the preparation for the UPSC Civil Service Examination in my second attempt. So that preparation has complemented my preparation for Indian Economic Service, and it was of great help. But let me discuss in detail about how you can go with the preparation of each and every subject. So for the history, again, there are 5 questions, and there are questions from ancient and medieval, art and culture, modern history, and the post-independent also. So you can refer to the standard UPSC civil service examination books that are recommended, and you can also refer to the NCERTs such as the 8th class NCERT and 11th and 12th NCERTs can be referred to. Usually the pattern that you will see is that there are questions more from the modern Indian history, but if you will look at the past year, there were questions from ancient and medieval. So I would say that don't go with the pattern only, prepare all the parts accordingly and devote equal time to every part of the history also. Next, let me talk about geography. For the geography, I completely relied on the 11th and 12th class NCERTs, both India Physical and the preparation for the general concept book that was there. And also, I refer to the monthly magazine for the current events that are taking place related to like any kind of disaster or the flood, cloudburst that is happening in any of these states. So for that, that would be sufficient for the preparation of geography. The third section is of economy. This is automatically prepared when you are preparing for the Indian economy. So I will talk about Indian economy preparation later on. And then fourth is polity. For that, you can refer to the coaching material or the Lakshmikant book you can refer to, and also the current affairs from any kind of the monthly magazine of the coaching. So this is how you can prepare for the general study exam. Now usually what happens is that the general English and general studies, because they are of 100 marks weightage, so the students usually try to ignore these exam and don't devote much time towards this. But I won't recommend that. Devote equally time, because if you are able to score here, it will provide you an edge over others also. So devote time to these 2 exams also. You can score very well in these 2 exams. Now the rest of the 4 exams, they are economics based papers, and they are of 200 marks each. So the first is the general economics one. It consists of microeconomics, stats, economics, and mathematics. For the microeconomics, I refer to my coaching material. You can also refer HL Ahuja. And I also did various chapters from Nicholson and Snyder and the numerical practice also, and some chapters from my undergrad microeconomics book. Now, the pattern has shifted to more of numerical based questions. So I would recommend that you practice more of numericals and maintain that kind of the speed for this exam. Also, for the stats and ecotricks, you can refer to the standard Gujarati book that is taught in the undergrad or at the master level. That would be sufficient for this. And from the mathematics, there are usually the questions that are asked from the two of the topics. One is the input output model, and second is the linear programming. So you can prepare it from the Hammond, or you can also prepare it from the internet. That would be the sources for this exam. This exam is very lengthy and it requires that kind of the speed and practice. But at the same time, it is very scoring also. In fact, I have scored the maximum marks in this exam, that is 110. So I would say that you can devote a good amount of time for the preparation of this exam and practice it very well, especially the numerical based questions. Second is the general economics paper 2. This is the paper which consists of the lengthiest syllabus. So it consists of macroeconomics, international economics, financial and capital market, growth and development. For the macroeconomics, I refer to my undergrad books such as introductory macro and intermediate macro and advanced macro books. That would be sufficient for this. For the financial and capital market, I refer to money and finance. For international economics, you can refer Salvatore and growth and development from the Jingle. And then there is a part of global institutions such as IMF, WTO, and some of the crisis topic also that can be prepared from the internet. For this exam, make sure that you practice the graph making very well, and also how to structure this answer. Like if they ask about any model, then what are the assumptions, then explaining that model, and finally conclusion and what can be the implication also. So answer writing in this paper is very much important. Then third is the general economics 3. This consists of public economics, environmental economics, industrial economics, state market and planning. Now for the public economics, there are 3 types of sources that you can refer to. First is for the taxations and the public expenditure theory. I refer to Musgrave and Musgrave. Secondly, for the social cost benefit analysis and for shadow pricing topics, investment decisions, I referred the chapters that were there from Chingan. And then there are certain questions that are asked from GST, demonetization, and Financial Commission report. So for that, you can have an update from the newspaper and the monthly magazines of the various coachings that are available online. This is how you can prepare for public economics. Then for the environmental economics, my majority of the source was from the Google, but they were authentic websites that were available. I picked the material from there only. And apart from that, the civil service examination material also helped me to prepare for the environmental economics. And plus, you can also complement it with the current affairs that are taking, like the recent conferences of any climate change. You can also keep an update on that. Then after that, industrial economics. It consists of various kinds of market structures that are already prepared when you are preparing for microeconomics, and the rest of the few chapters such as entry, exit, models, etc., or the contestable markets, these can be prepared from the internet. There are sources that are available online. Then for the state market and planning, there is, for this, I refer the one of the planning chapter from ML Chingan. Selectively, I choose the topics. And then one chapter of planning from the Uma Kapila also I refer to. Apart from that, there is some online sources also I refer to prepare for this exam. For this specially, look at the past year question, what kind of questions are asked, and then prepare it accordingly. The last paper is of Indian economy. For this, I prepared the topics by dividing it into various timelines for my own convenience according to the sources that were available to me. So the first part is like related to, for any topic, that what is the background history, what is the economic history. So as to provide the base to your answer and to give a start to your answer. So for that, I refer to Uma Kapila. Then how the economy has been performing in the last 1 to 2 years. For that, I refer to the economic survey. And then after the economic survey is released, still there are various months that have to be covered. So for that, I refer to the kept an update on the newspaper as well as the monthly magazine. So for each and every topic, say if you have a foreign trade, so you prepare it from the, you can refer to Uma Kapila for the background history. Then you can look at the external sector chapter from the economic survey, and at the same time, you can refer to the monthly magazine for the recent updates. So this is how I prepared each and every topic comprehensively in case of Indian economy. And yes, an answer writing is very much important for Indian economy, which I will talk about later on. Now I will talk about how we can plan for the preparation and what can be the strategy or steps that have to be followed. First of all, whatever the topic or the subject you are choosing, look at the syllabus, that what all topics are included in that particular subject. After that, look at the past year questions, that what kind of questions are asked from those respective topics. Then start with your sources. When you are studying that source, keep that in your mind that what are the questions that are being asked and whether that source will be able to help you to answer those questions or not. So this is how you are going to prepare for each and every topic. And I would recommend that whatever the topic you are covering, no matter only one topic you are covering, just attempt that question on the very same day. So writing practice is very much important. Do it religiously on a regular basis. If not daily, then on the alternative days. So as and when you cover one topic, just attempt the question. Don't wait for the entire syllabus to be completed. Do it on a regular basis only. This is, and then secondly, after that, you have to consistently keep on preparing for it. Once you have completed with the syllabus, then comes the role of the revision. Now, when you are revising, you will find that there are certain topics that you are not able to recall easily, or it is taking a lot of time. So for that, you have to make the brief notes. Just mention that what are the key points just by looking at that, so that you can get the whole story. And the more the number of revisions that you are going to have, the more you will be able to recall in the exam also. So revision is the key to this paper again. And after that, you can go with the test series also, which are conducted by the various coaching institutes. So take their feedback seriously, work on them, that what are the mistakes that you are committing, where you are lacking, why are you not able to score. So that is very much important. So this is how you are going to plan for your preparation when you are starting with it. Then let me talk in detail about the writing strategy also. So for the numerical based question, like in the general economics paper 1, it requires that kind of practice and speed. As such, there is no structuring that is required. But yes, what is important is that there is a limited space that is available to answer that. So make sure that you are not having unnecessary cuttings, and your handwriting should be legible enough, and it should be big also. Don't write small, and just make it neat and clean and well structured. Otherwise, as such, particularly for numericals, there is no structuring. Just make sure there is no cutting. That's it. But now comes the role of the descriptive questions. In the descriptive questions, how I used to structure my answer was, I used to start with an intro that may be starting with any kind of fact or figure, or maybe with the definition. So it would be like 2 to 3 lines in 25 words. After that, I directly come to what the question is asking. Don't make unnecessary stories, and directly come to the point what the question is asking. And I used to make the pointers and I would recommend that instead of elaborating on just 1 point or 2 points, try to make sure that your answer consists of various points and include it from the various other dimensions also. So this is how you are going to make your answer very comprehensive and different from others. And sometimes what happens is that there are questions which requires your opinion. So I would recommend try to give a balanced answer. Give the positive side, negative side, and then conclude it with your own suggestions and way forward, that how you can further make the improvement. So this is how an officer thinks. He completely evaluates the situation, and that should be reflected in your answers also. And you can also link the various theories in your answer. Even in the case of Indian economy, it's very useful if you relate any theory. Then you can back up your answers and arguments with the facts and figures. You can mention the various sources also, and try to create that linkage also in your answers, and give suggestions, and make sure that it is more of pro-poor and pro-development, and come with an optimistic approach. Don't write the negative thoughts in your answer. come with a positive thought that yes, this can be how you can make it better. So this was about the writing strategy. Now on the day of the exam, I would talk about, because these are like 3 consecutive days you're going to give the exam. It's very heavy, both physically as well as mentally. So just make sure that you are calm, relaxed, and keep your body hydrated. Have good fruits, water, everything. And about the revision part, now comes the role of the brief notes that you have made previously. So just by looking at the key points, you will be able to recall the entire story. So that would be really helpful now at this point of time. And before the exam, just think about, okay, like if you're starting with a general economics paper one, you know that there is a speed that is required. So just remind yourself that, okay, I have to maintain the speed, I have to structure it well, present my answers well, there should be no cutting. So just keep on reminding it. And once that paper is finished, don't think about it. Don't start evaluating. Just move on to for the next paper. So this is how you just give each and every exam as a separate exam and go with it. And just make sure that you are going to have a good sleep and keep yourself relaxed. That's all what is required for during those exam days. So all about this written stage. Now let me move on to the interview stage. So for the interview stage, I divided my preparation into 3 kinds of categories. First is the DAF. So you are required to have the detailed application form. Whatever you're mentioning, each and every word should be prepared, whatever you are mentioning in your DAF. So you are the state to which you are belonging to, any kind of job that you have done in the past, or the college and the schools that you belong to, your achievements, hobby, everything should be prepared. There can be any question that can be targeted from your DAF. So you should be very well prepared about yourself. The second category of the questions can be from the theories and concepts. Although your knowledge has already been tested in the written paper, but still there can be any random question that can be asked from any theory or the concept. So just brush up with your concepts. You already know it, but yeah, revision is still required after that. So just brush up with your concepts. That's it. Now come the third one, that is how the current economy is performing. So for that, you have to refer to the newspapers. Keep the update for especially for the last 1 or 2 months of the newspaper. So I referred the general newspaper, that is the Hindu, and the Indian Express explained paper. Then I also refer to the business newspaper, that is Mint. And I used to make notes also on the daily basis. So what I used to do is I used to divide it into various sectors like agriculture, industry, service, fiscal policy, monetary policy, external sector. And there was a lot of climate change conference also going on. So there was one section I prepared for climate change, health. So, and accordingly, I used to make notes from the editorials or the news articles that I used to come across. Plus, I also supplemented it with the economic survey, budget, and the monthly magazines of the coaching. So this is how I prepared how the current economy is going on. And also I would recommend that you can refer to the RBI bulletins that are released every month. So there is a section of the state of the economy. So this tells you that how the economy is performing every month. So you can keep an update there also. This is about the preparation, but what it requires is that you are also having a speaking skills practice. So for that you have to give the mock. Try to give mocks to your friends, and then there are mocks that are conducted by the various coachings also. You can give them, take their feedback and seriously, and try to work on that. On the day of the interview now, so the panel, it will consist of 4 to 5 people. They will make you very comfortable and relaxed, so don't worry. But there are key points that have to be kept in mind. First of all, you should go confident. You should be very, very confident. Secondly, you should be calm and polite also. Give proper poses and be polite, and listen to the questions very carefully, what they are asking. Don't make unnecessary stories, and your answer should be precise enough for that. That's all for the interview preparation. This is how you are going to prepare for both the stages. Some of the personal tips that I want to give from my own experience. First is the consistency and the hard work is the key. So make sure that you are studying daily. There would be some days you will feel low and demotivated, man nahi kar raha padhne ka, but you have to push yourself daily and question yourself that why are you doing this? What is your goal? And always just behave and think as you're an officer only. Start imagining yourself as an officer. That's really important, and it will give you a boost. And that kind of consistency and determination is very much required for this exam. Secondly, usually there is a misconception that people get isolated. I would not recommend it at all. Don't get close yourself in the room or like this. There is a need for very much support from your family and friends. Always keep. I'm not saying that to maintain contact with everybody. Just keep 2 to 3 people who are going to always support you, motivate you, and give you a positive push. So that is very important. Thirdly, always start your day with the daily targets. So when I used to get up, I used to first of all write down the what are the target for the day. So it was my strategy that I used to keep over target so that I push myself more to achieve those. So this is upon you that how you want to do it. But yes, when you set the target, it gives you a direction and it gives you a goal to be achieved for that even single day. So short term goals are very much important for this exam. And just say there would be students who have been preparing for this exam for like 2 to 3 years. So I can imagine what kind of the mental pressure they would be going through. This was my itself the second attempt. So I would recommend to them that don't think about the outcome कि होगा नहीं होगा. Don't just think about this. Just think about that this is the goal. Now what is the path or the process that have to be followed to reach to that goal. That's it. Don't let other negative thoughts come to your mind. It won't really help you in any way. It will just create that mental pressure. And the last thing I would like to share with my all the aspirants is that this exam is not really that tough. It's all a mental game. If you are able to deal with that kind of mental pressure and just focus on your hard work and consistency, you're there. You will be able to clear it very well. So all the best to all the aspirants. Thank you.